what's happening? Got a rebuild on a bench. It's the FTX Futara 6 scale truck, innit? You know what I mean? This one's about 4 years old, man. It works and shit. I kind of nick parts off it and to go on other rigs, in it, like the ESC and the motor. There's no ESC, there's no motor in it and whatnot. Yeah, no motor, no ESC. What else have I? No shocks in it, front and rear shocks, you know what I mean? And I've got all the shit, all the parts and stuff to complete the build, innit? Except for the shocks or whatnot. Yeah, because I borrowed the shocks to make the mongrel build, didn't I? You know what I mean? And then I swapped it over and put it on the nameless build. So this is, I think this is the rear shock, because on this Futara, the rear shock is more longer than the front shock, you know what I mean? So this is the rear shock. This shock is off a back in the day I had a Hogzilla Nitro 4-wheel drive monster truck in it back in the day. I think it was 27 megahertz, you know what I mean, Nitro. So I kind of saved the shocks and that, but I've never maintained it. The oil, I need to change out the oil in it, you know what I mean? It's quite stiff, even the Futara, because when I ran into the Futara, I did order another set of shocks, you know what I mean? Yeah, it came with shocks obviously, but I did order another pair of shocks, and it's quite tight. So we give these Hogzilla shocks a go, because I want to put bigger shocks on this Futara, you know what I mean? Especially at the front. So we try that. These shocks look quite, it's all threaded, aluminium and whatnot, you know what I mean? So I've got some springs here and whatnot. So I think these are Armour Mojave springs. I'm not sure. I'm sure they're Armour Mojave. Could be Armour Mojave springs. I've got 2 of them here. Yeah, Armour Mojave springs, I think. So rear. I think they're from the rear. So yeah, I'm gonna gradually be building this one up again, innit? You know what I mean? This Futara. Because as I said, it's 4 years old, and ran it 4S and 6S. Whoa, 4S, it had a 2,300 something kV motor in it. Then I swapped out the motor. The motor and the ESC is actually in the Kronos. You know what I mean? I upgraded the motor to a 6S motor, so it's actually in the Kronos. So yeah, as I said, I've got all the parts and all that to complete this build and whatnot. What I'm gonna be putting in it is this, in it. Max 6 ESC. I ripped it out of my GTV. My Hyper GTV is, yeah, it's what you call it? It's the center drive shaft is all bent and that, you know what I mean? It's on the shelf, you know what I mean? I've got yeah, the bent center drive shaft from that crash a few months ago. So I ripped the ESC out of that. The ESC works and all that, you know what I mean? There's not much wrong with the GTV. Where I crashed it on that private road and whatnot, and the security came, I destroyed some batteries and whatnot, and the center drive shaft, rear center drive shaft bent, slightly bent. So all I need to do is just, you know what I mean, bend it back straight, or either get another drive shaft for the GTB. But in the meantime, I'm borrowing this ESC, and yeah, Max 6 ESC, which is going to be going in this Futara, and Castle motor, a 2200 kV Castle motor, Vanguard motor from the good old Yeti XL. So yeah, I'm going to be putting that in there. The pinion, I can't remember what pinion this was running. It was either 18 or 16 tooth pinion, you know what I mean? I might have to look on the manual. I never really changed the pinion, it was fast enough, you know? So even with the stock motor or whatnot, so yeah, so I'll be doing that up. Yeah, building up the Futara again. Well, kind of gonna make it different, and these wheels, I'll be running these wheels. These are the Armour 4S backflip LPs. These tyres, it's off the Outcast, in it, the 4S Outcast. So these will be going on there, and yeah, that's the part number if anyone's interested on the wheels and whatnot. You know what I mean? If you can read that, the Armour 4S backflip LPs, yeah, 4S for the Outcast and whatnot. So yeah, I'll be using them. They're kind of about the same size as the original tyres anyway for the Futara, so they'll be going on there. I only bought two, just for the rear, innit? Two for the rear. That's it. And the front now, I'm gonna be using the original tyres. The original, because they're smaller, they're thinner diameter. They're the original tyres that come with the Futara, so they'll be going back on there at the front, innit? You know what I mean? So yeah, be using them. Nothing on the tyres, ain't come unglued or nothing. Still got grips and whatnot in them. So yeah, what else? Made up well, this figurine was made up figurine out of sponge, man, you know what I mean? This one was bought, so yeah. What else? Yeah, I got a bunch of shocks and whatnot, shock ends and whatnot, so I only need two more shocks for the front to complete this build, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I'll be getting this one up and running soon. This car's about 4 years old, man, you know what I mean? I bought this car about a year after I bought the Yeti XL RTR. I bought the Yeti XL RTR, and then a year later I bought this car. So this car's about 4 going on 5 years old, man, and not a lot wrong with it, you know what I mean? Chassis is still straight. I've kind of jumped it, I have jumped it and whatnot, you know what I mean? But the only thing with this car is the what you call it, the front shock tower is pretty brittle. It's quite brittle. Yeah, it's brittle. I've changed it numerous of times. I've broken it and changed it numerous times. I think this one's actually glued, you know what I mean? You can see it's been glued. I've actually got another shock tower anyway. As I said, I've got all the parts to complete the build, you know what I mean? So, and yeah, I got my Maverick there as well. My Maverick, I got the diff case for it, where the bulkhead broke, innit? The bulkhead diff case got, so I'm in the middle of putting that together and that. But I've also got some spur gear Still spur gear for it, for the Maverick. The Maverick Quantum Plus Flux. Still spur gear, HD still spur gear, 46T, 1M. Don't know if anyone can see that. HPI still spur gear, 46T. So, and I've also got I've got the 4090 as well. HPI still spur gear, 49T. So both steel. So I'm not gonna put them on yet. I'm waiting for the plastic spur gear to go. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for the plastic spur gear to strip and that before I put. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna put on. You know what I mean? Either the 46 or the 49. But I'm not putting it. Gonna put it on just yet. All I'm gonna do is just repair the bulkhead, the diff case, and you know what I mean. Put the car together, and the car will be back on the road again. You know what I mean? The Maverick. So what else? Oh yeah, I'll be hooking up this Futara. Shit, camera dropped. I'll be hooking the Futara up to this remote as well, isn't it? This remote. Carson Reflex remote. 5-channel remote. 5-channel remote, about 6 different model memory. You know what I mean? So I'll be using that. I'll be hooking it up to the this Futara because I've got the receiver, the 5-channel receiver to hook up to go in this Futara, you know what I mean? This FTX Futara. So this Futara is going to be it's not going to be stopped, man, you know what I mean? It's going to have different radio. The ESC is going to be the same because the ESC was a 160 amp ESC anyway that came with the car, but the motor's different, you know what I mean? A 6S motor. So yeah, what else? I've got my Rover Baja, just checking it because I might run it, you know what I mean, either tomorrow or whenever. I'm just checking the spur gear and that, innit, just make sure the mesh and that, and the motor, you know what I mean, is the screw, because I'm only holding this motor with one screw because of the can of the motor. It's 1100 kV motor, but the can is big. It's a big can, innit? You know what I mean? It's not your average size. It's not a thin can, so it's hard to set the mesh up with the 2 screws or whatnot. So I'm just holding it with one screw, you know what I mean? And I put thread lock and shit on it, so hopefully it'll hold up. And yeah, the mesh is all right. But I've got where is it? I've got some lights, some proper Baja lights for the Rover, innit? You know what I mean? Proper side headlamps for the Rover, because I patterned up a 9-volt battery job, innit? You know what I mean? Running a 9-volt battery on the lights on here, innit? But it's not very bright. It doesn't show up, you know what I mean? Same headlights and that, but it doesn't show up. So yeah. So I got quite a bit to do, man. As I say, the Rover's gonna be on the road. What else? What else? Oh, another thing that came as well. Hang on. managed to get the HPI heavy duty, super heavy duty wide axles as well. That busted, one of the axles busted on the HPI Savage, innit? So I've got that, you know what I mean? So a few parts have come in, man, so I can kind of fix up a few cars. Of course, you can see the MC rival that I drove the other day, you know what I mean? But we talked about that car, so yeah, so at least these super heavy axles come from HPI and that, you know what I mean? So that's it, I think. Yeah, in this vid, man. What else? That's it. That's it for now in this video.